Good morning, everybody. My name is Jim Sublette. I am the Southern Plains Regional Director for Torcon Weather Team, as well as the lead forecaster. We started this a couple days ago, in which we kind of gave an update on what to expect as we're heading into one of the most traveled, both by road and air, holidays of the season as we go into Christmas week. So wanted to just kind of give the latest information to you guys, and so that we can be a little bit better prepared on what we can look forward to as we go into next week. And we're going to take a little bit of a look, a little bit longer range, as I am seeing very active patterns setting up for the next 2 weeks, basically, all the way into that first week of 2025. So, right now, though, here in the middle part of the country, we are being dominated by a ridge, courtesy of this high pressure system up here in southern Canada. Now, over the last few days, we've had a cold front, weak cold disturbance went through the middle part of the country, and it dropped our temperature down into the teens. There's a little bit of snowfall up to the north in the Dakotas and Minnesota, but we're in this slow warm up phase now where over the next 4, 5, 6 days, we're going to see those temperatures gradually go up here in the southern plains and in the northern plains as well, up until about Christmas Eve. And that's when we start to see these storm systems begin to affect the middle part of the country. So let's just fast forward this. Now, we will be dominated underneath this ridge for the rest of the weekend up until we get to about Christmas Eve on Tuesday. And there's going to be our first troublemaker. It's going to be centered down here in north central Texas. And this is on Monday morning. And we will continue to see that low pressure system slide off to the east. And then on Christmas Eve, we're going to see that produce some showers and thunderstorms here in parts of Kansas, Missouri, Arkansas, Oklahoma, and Texas. Now, keep your eye out here in east central Texas as we go into Christmas Eve afternoon. You notice that there's some small pocket of some higher convection that is possible down in east central Texas, parts of southwest Arkansas, as well as parts of Louisiana on Christmas Eve. Matter of fact, the Storm Prediction Center right now has just a general area of thunderstorm down in this area for Tuesday. Now, we're going to be watching this very closely. We may see a little bit of an uptick into the marginal risk for severe storms as we get just a little bit closer. So, we're definitely watching that as that gets a little bit closer, because obviously there's going to be a lot of traveling going on Christmas Eve, a lot of family get togethers. So, we want to make sure that you guys stay informed and protected. We're going to be here in the studios all through the Christmas holiday, making sure that everybody gets this information on all of our social media platforms. So if you have not, make sure that you guys follow us on Facebook, of course, on YouTube and TikTok. And coming soon in 2025, if you didn't see the scroll down below, we're going to have Discord channels as well as ham radio channels, and that's an exciting new thing that we are going to be doing here at Torcon Weather Team for 2025. We won't get into all of that right now, but just know we have some exciting things coming out for you guys for 2025. So let's move on from Christmas Eve into Christmas Day. Now, there's going to be a fairly large area of just general thunderstorms, rain showers up here in parts of Missouri, Iowa, Illinois. Nothing severe as we go into Christmas Day, with the exception of just a generalized area of thunderstorm down in southern Louisiana. Again, we're going to be watching this to see if those ingredients should happen to intensify just a little bit. There could be a few stronger cells down here in southern Louisiana on Christmas morning. And let's put this into motion. And here comes already our next weather maker. another low system that is going to be serving as a kicker to kick that first storm system out. And it's going to come in and start affecting us on the day after Christmas. Now, notice it's going to spark off an area of rain and thunderstorms here in the central part of the U.S. and parts of Oklahoma, Arkansas, Missouri. Definitely keeping a close eye on this as temperatures are going to be warming up again in the upper 50s, maybe even 60 degrees. We're getting this strong southerly flow, as you can see, bringing up that Gulf moisture, those warmer temperatures. We're going to be watching this very closely for any stronger thunderstorms here on the day after Christmas. And then, of course, as we move this across, that line kind of intensified down here in southeast Missouri, northeast Arkansas, and then moving into parts of Tennessee and the southeast going forward. So definitely be keeping a close eye on that. We'll have a little bit of a reprieve. We'll have a ridge form on up here in the northern plains, and then we have yet another low pressure system forms right in the southern plains, right in areas of Oklahoma, Texas, Arkansas, southern Missouri. And this is going to be the one to watch from Friday to Saturday. And again, these storm systems are stacked one after another. So definitely a more active period that we will be going into. And we'll be watching this, of course, very closely as this continues to push up into Canada. We're going to be watching the Ohio Valley also for the potential of seeing some of those battles between the warm air mass, cold air mass, maybe some thunderstorms, maybe some winter precip as we go toward the end of the holiday weekend. So lots of things to be looking for here over the next 10 days, guys. So I just want to kind of fast forward this over to that New Year's Day. Take a look what's happening up here in Canada. Look at this huge northeast flow that is poised to take over the middle part of the country. I think this is right on New Year's Day on January 1st. It is wide open all the way up here into Canada. I do believe this is going to be our first true Arctic blast of the season. And notice we're going to have a couple disturbances that are going to be riding on the south side of this big Arctic blast that could be a focal point for winter precipitation in the Midwest, in the southeast, and the northeast. So this is something that I've been kind of tracking. So there's lots of different, I guess, ingredients, different things that we look for when we're forecasting. Of course, we take a look at the jet stream. We take a look of whether or not we're in the El Nino year, La Nina year. Right now, we're kind of neutral. We have all the oscillations. We have the North Pacific oscillation. We have the Arctic oscillation. Now, the Arctic oscillation, I don't really pay a whole lot of attention to during the summertime. But once we get those jet streams drop south for the winter, that's when I pay really close attention to the AO, otherwise known as the Arctic oscillation. Basically, what the Arctic oscillation is, and I'm going to show you a visual right here. So basically what the AO is, if you see this, on the top graph, there is a zero, a neutral phase, right in the middle of that graph. If the AO is at the neutral part of the graph or on the positive side, what that means is that the pressure is very strong up by the North Pole, meaning that it's very tightly wound up there at the North Pole. So it's really tough for any storm systems to drag that colder Arctic air down into North America. Now, if it drops to the negative values, that means that it is a lot less wound up up there in the Arctic area. And a storm system can actually steal some of that cold Arctic air and bring it with it as it comes down into North America. Now, what I've been noticing that as you see at the end of the top graph, all those red lines, those are all model indicators. If you notice how many of those really dip negative right around January 1st, and that is being transferred to this model with the GFS, as we are seeing on January 1st the Arctic oscillation dipping negative, and this high pressure system is dragging all of this cold Arctic air here into the center part of the United States. So that is definitely something long range out that we're keeping a very close eye on here at Torque On Weather Team. And please, if you would, make sure you guys follow all of our social media platforms. We're going to continue to keep you updated on the potential severe weather over the Christmas break, as well as going into New Year's. There's going to be some traveling over New Year's as well. So we're going to be keeping a close eye on that, as I truly think we're going to get our first dose of Old Man Winter coming up to welcome us into 2025. Guys, that's all I've got for today. We'll keep you updated. Make sure you follow all of our social media streams. Check out our website at www.torqueonwxteam.com. Stay weather aware. We'll be talking to you soon.